Is there any meat on the Micah Parsons bone that we need to talk about? I mean, it's just
not that Sean hadn't already talked about.
Oh yeah, the trade thing.
Yeah.
And, that's just sports radio stuff.
It is, but that, like I said,
one of the best pass rushers.
Yeah,
Sorry for interrupting.
No, I'm fine. I don't think there's anything else on that. I don't think there's anything.
Fifth year option? Do we?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Fifth year option.
Thanks for playing today, bro.
Sorry, I've been responding back to all the people that are mother bleeping me.
Hola. Been playing with mom's jewelry again.
So before we get to this draft content,
How's the park? Is the rides hot?
2 years ago, we had Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams get 29 and 30 million, but that was kind of like on paper. Those were window dressed contracts.
Yes, sir.
Now we're seeing dudes, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 and 120. Is that a real 30 mil? Because the Tyreek Hill one was really 25 mil, but the cap has gone up. Plus, it's 2 years later. I think this might be like pretty dang close to 30 mil, and if that's the case, then CeeDee is going to get it. CeeDee's at least as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's probably the most underrated wide receiver. I'm not saying St. Brown isn't wonderful.
Sure, I'm with you.
But CeeDee's that good.
No, I think you're right. Hopefully, there's folks that I can reach out to somebody about the cap, because I was told, because one day we were talking about Hill and Lamb and all this, and I had a guy tell me, it's like, listen, don't think of it about Hills as a 30 million. Think about it as 25, and think about Adams at 22. And so, any education I could get on that, I appreciate. So if we get the numbers on this one and it's actually true, that'd be great for CeeDee Lamb.
Well, I mean, this is 4 years, 120 million, but 77 million is what's guaranteed. So of the guaranteed dollars, what does that actually break down to? 77 over 4 years. Because that is ultimately, I think, when you're talking about like the disguised number.
They care about the guarantees. Yeah, because Hill got 72.2.
Did you take 77 over 4? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
19.2?
Okay. So then, yes. Because the big number, the inflated number, looks like 4 years, 120 million. He's getting 30 million a year.
Right.
What is he actually getting? The 77 million guaranteed. He's getting just under 20 million per year.
Right.
So to your point, absolutely, that's what they're doing with these numbers.
Very interesting. The plot thickens, indeed. So, okay, so you have CeeDee Lamb there. You have Micah Parsons there. It is time now to tell you the segment's brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate today, carsforkids.org. And the segment's brought to you by the Frankels. Life is unpredictable. Accidents happen. If you're hurt in an accident, not your fault, call the Frankels 214 or 817-333-3333. Go to frankelfirm.com. Our buddy Calvin Watkins has done a 7-rounder. I think everybody at this point would like it if at number 24 you get who Calvin Watkins is mocking to the Cowboys. That's the center guard out of Oregon, Jackson Powers Johnson.
I don't see that happening now.
Not going to be available?
I think he'll be available. I think he could be available. I'm just starting to hear some things. Zach, are people telling you anything?
Yeah, I don't think that Jackson Powers Johnson will be an option for the Cowboys there at 24, maybe a little bit later if you were to slide. It could be for a variety of different reasons. I think Graham Barton is the dude if he's there at 24, but now I don't know that he's even going to make it. I had somebody in Miami tell me that he might be their pick if he's sitting there.
Sure.
So I don't know that Barton's going to – I think you're going to end up sliding back, picking up some extra picks, hopefully, and then you end up taking maybe Zach Frazier from West Virginia. Maybe it ends up being Jordan Morgan from Arizona. Powers Johnson would be fun, but I don't see him in the cards there at 24 for the Cowboys.
And we've seen guys slip over the years for injury concerns for this, that, or the other thing. The Laramie Tunsil gas mask incident was pretty insane. Obviously, the Lyle Collins was just next level,
right?
As far as getting fudded right out of the draft altogether in the first round, and then his agent told people, "Don't even draft him. He wants his choice as a free agent at the end of the draft." And the Cowboys got him. And that was, ended up being a good story in the end. But that's interesting. We heard about the injury concerns with Jackson Powers Johnson. Now there's other stuff. This guy must have the most baggage out of all the prospects. Would you guys go as far as to saying you would not like it if the Cowboys take him?
I think he's a hell of a player. He's one of my best players. When you start to talk about the stacks and stuff, the film to me is top shelf.
But you got to diagnose as well as a quarterback damn near to be a great center.
You have to be. They're going to do things with him. as far as what we've talked about the medical a bunch. We kind of got some good word on that, but you start to hear some other things too as well. Again, as a center, it's a different position. You have to be able to make all the calls, make checks, line up people, stuff like that. You don't know. I mean, that's that part of it you don't know. And so now
there's too many unknowns for a first
there's too many
rounder.
unknowns for a guy you're about to pick at 24. That's the problem right now.
Edgerrin Cooper, number 56, inside linebacker, A&M. Would you like that pick?
I'd love the pick. I just don't know how he gets to you at 56, though.
I'd be surprised if Cooper was around, but my gosh, if he were there, I think that'd be a home run.
Especially with the fact that Peyton Wilson, the North Carolina State linebacker, is way more banged up than him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cooper's probably going to be the first linebacker on a lot of people's boards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he was the fifth linebacker, okay, but he's probably going to be the one or two.
Number 87, Calvin Watkins reaches out and gets you a runner. Ray Davis, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could perk up on some Ray Davis.
Been to three different schools. Go ahead, Willie Bull.
Yeah, Jalen Wright's my guy, but I do love me some Ray Davis. That's a 3-down back right there. He might have one of the best stories in the NFL draft. He actually grew up homeless, had to go into foster care. I mean, he's a self-made individual. It's really amazing his story. He did. He bounced around from a couple of different schools, but last year with Kentucky, I mean, if you want a game, just go ahead and put in Ray Davis versus Florida last year. He beats him through the air. He can run routes down the field, explosiveness, toughness. He's got a great contact balance, low center of gravity. I think his pass protection's solid. Ray Davis, I do think, is a complete back.
Yeah, I think he's got him absolutely right.
Let's go. Man, you sold me in the third round.
Is there enough room for 2 Ray Davises in this town? I mean,
Yeah.
That's a good question.
it's just something to consider.
If he's willing to spend $500 million to make my baseball team better, I'd take this one too.
It's been 2 Joe Trahans for a long time.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
good
true.
point.
And I
You know?
still call them. I still make the wrong call on both of them. I haven't separated them in my phone. Like I
Oh, so
need
you
to.
call one Joe and the other Joe picks up, and you're like, damn, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
No fourth-round picks. Do you think that's a major concern going into tomorrow
Yes.
to try to fix that?
Yes.
That's why they're going to trade back?
Yes. Yes, I do. I mean, to me, there's you can't sit there and go and just wait from 87 to 171. That is a long time to wait from the third round to what you're going to pick in the fifth.
I mean, I'm sure Mike McCarthy wouldn't mind. Maybe get a massage, pick up a Sando. I'll see you guys in 4 or 5 hours.
Go back home, hang out.
In the fifth round, Michigan.
Huh.
Braden McGregor. I like the Wolverines football team, just don't want my Cowboys to draft him anymore. Sorry. I think fair's fair, though.
Got good size.
Yeah.
An
I mean, he's
edge
huge.
in the
He's a
fifth
huge
round.
dude. He's a
yeah,
huge
that's gonna
player.
kill
Yeah,
it.
that's about it.
I'm not a huge fan.
No.
I mean, him and Chris Jenkins, I can do without personally. Chris Jenkins was underwhelming when I watched him, too.
Any edge that can play is taken by the end of the second round, probably mid-second round. Sixth round, you got Joshua Cephas, wide receiver, UTSA. And in the seventh, Justin Rogers, DT out of Auburn.
Okay.
Is that it? Or they have another one? They
That's
have another
it.
one. Number
Oh, really?
244, Ryan Watts, cornerback, Texas.
Okay, so Ryan Watts, I mean, that could be like a preferred undrafted free agent.
Right.
That's a guy with some 6'4", has some corner and safety versatility, special teams guy. I like
Dallas
the
State guy
Cephas pick
probably
as
there,
well,
too.
though.
Yeah.
Cephas could end up being like Jalen Brooks was a year ago that they took late. That's a big-bodied receiver, actually a really good route runner. Had a great game, East-West Shrine game here in Frisco a couple months ago.